a minister of sports.
Didn't work well for them though yesterday.
Yeah, but we still we've seen them, you know, play in the qualifiers and played very well. And yesterday they played very well in a game. Before I, you know, given the, do we need a replication to replicate this idea of having former players, you know, into administration, into, you know,
jobs. Be in higher positions.
Yes.
If Bono now becomes the Minister of the Youth and Sport,
you say that.
Huh?
You say that, yeah.
If he becomes that now,
yes.
My friend, it's unfortunate actually became one. You understand? Did not produce the needed resource that we wanted. You understand? He would have been the best Minister of Youth and Sport. But if Bono now is the Minister of Youth and Sport, he would have known everything about football. You would not...
sports.
Everything that this football or sport requires, he may not provide it, but he will find ways as to how to provide it. So for Titi Camara to become Minister of Youth and Sport at, in Guinea, you will not see the effect now. It's only been one. You understand? But look at what he's going to do, and then you look at the future.
Football administration. We've seen a lot of it happen in many other countries. FA presidents, football association presidents, ministers of sports, being former players.
Yeah, even with clubs,
yeah.
Starting this new revolution of grooming people who have been there, who've known the structure, who know all the levels of football in that country or in that club. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what really goes on after that. But at times too, there's a lot of politics involved.
Peter, you want to comment?
Yeah, I think in as much as that needs to be done, I think also if you are aspiring to become an administrator, you need to train yourself. I think that's one of the basic things, because if you don't have the experience or you haven't gone through the channel, then it would be difficult for you to manage if you become the president or whatever position you hold. In as much as players, if they are aging, and definitely the passion is still there, they want to continue their life in football, I think it's advisable for them to look professional training in management, so that at least when they have been privileged to hold such positions, they would pass on their experience and share whatever they have learned in football with the entire sporting fraternity. But it needs training. Some are blessed with it, but definitely I believe one should acquire training, even if you are not privileged to be given the opportunity. If football is your passion, try to build up your capacity. Try to do it on your own.
We've seen Pele becoming Minister of Youth and Sports in Brazil. And all of a sudden, he got the sack within, you know, months.
Yeah, that's why I said the training is important, because some are privileged to work under management committees, and along the way, by experience, they learn a lot, because you have worked with people in management, dealing with real management, not football, but management. And then you learn a lot. So obviously, if you have been privileged to be given a managerial post, you'll know, and you dialogue with others who know it better than you, and you build your capacity. But if you are not training it, as you said, Pele could not handle it. So,
Val, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, being a former great player doesn't necessarily guarantee you for being a great coach.
Yes,
so
just as
it all depends, either for country or club to be careful in when they're grooming whoever they make their leader. So it's important you choose the right person, regardless.
You are reminded that you're watching Grts television. We are unable to bring you live this live game, that is the Zambia-Libya from Equatorial Guinea, because we learned there is still rain showering in that country. But
heavy downpour.
Anytime we got signal from Equatorial Guinea, we will bring that game for you. Ibrahim, quickly before we will take a short break, we want to look at the home front just quickly. We've seen Lamin beat Sukuta in the zonal championship. Was it a surprise?
It could be a surprise. It may not be a surprise. It could be a surprise because Lamin lost to Sukuta in their group stage matches. But not a surprise because Lamin have they have a GFA second division team that form the core of the Lamin team. And then people need to understand Lamin may not have a very good football ground, but they are outstanding in the forefront of grooming grassroots football. At that small football field, there are different football academies that take place. And those are the players who grew through and then became. So I was really very delighted when I heard they won. In fact, Sukura wanted the match to be played at the stadium because that was the first place that they won their first zonal trophy. And then Lemon would have choose to play in Serekunda because that's where they beat Serekunda East to get it. But you know, when the final was played, it was later realized that the match should have been played at the stadium because there was a fearsome of whether there will be spectatorship, and there was enough spectatorship. And in fact, to my amazement, I understand that Lemon took all the trophies. That is the best player, the leading goal scorer, the best goalkeeper, and the trophies. So, congratulations.
You fought Umar Koli a lot of time, and I learned he won the most outstanding, player of the tournament. What do you make of him, his performance?
Yeah, he played extremely well. I just hope he transformed him into his team because that's the most important thing.
Walidan are struggling. Don't tell me that. Yeah. Were you surprised by Lemon's winning the zonal championship?
No, I was not surprised at all because I saw them beat us Serekunda West, and it was a good comeback and good determination, and you saw them playing extremely well. I think they have taken a good policy, which I think most other zones should try to do. Okay, it's unfortunate they are allowing national team players, but I think for Lamin, I think first division players, there is a law that they impose, trying to, as Mane said, encourage their young players to come up. Because if these young players come every time and see the big names in Gambian football, they tend to be demoralized. But if you allow them to grow, they start getting confidence and believing in themselves. And you see a lot of raw talents, and then it's just a matter of time to mold them and bring them to the shape you want.
Are you looking at any player?
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say, on a personal point.
They are on the radar. We are watching.
On a personal point, and on behalf of those desperate for some stiff competition for our goalkeeper, I hope he has a look, because the goalkeeper had best goalkeeper, right? So I implore him to have a look at them.
Are you looking at them?
I hope so.
Are you having a look at them?
They are all under the radar.
He's already playing for Bakau United, that I understand. And he didn't explain that he's really happy, very happy, because he go and work with Bakau United and still come to work with, no, he's playing for Samga.
Samga.
He worked with them and still come back to work with Lamen. So he saw the need of somebody hardworking, that he did trial, and then now that he is given the trophy, so he dedicated to his mother. And all the players who had individual awards, they all dedicated to their parents. Serekunda is actually came out as the most outstanding zone that attract spectators. So there were, even Manja were given the most disciplined team. That I was really happy, very, very happy, because Manja came into this tournament well organized, well determined. They would have gone even further. Unfortunately, by the luck of the draw, they lost to the Federation.
What do you make of the organization altogether?
That's for you,
Bonnie.
head coach.
No, the only, I would say, not boring, but discouraging, the postponement of the finals. I think that was, but otherwise it was well coordinated. I think postponing the finals, I think maybe the Sukutarians will say that took all the...
But in addition to that, the organization is good. Why? This time around, they introduced a press conference sort of that after the game, in the middle of the park, arranged, and then the journalists will have their take with the coaches.
Oh, that's
so
good.
And also all matches were played on time, and there were no dispute of appeal and other things. So it was well organized. The only thing, like Bonnie said, postponed. But I think the postponement of the match also were due to factors that were uncontrollable.
Sure.
Understand? And in as much people suspected that there were a problem of sponsorship, they did manage and did better than the previous.
Sure.
So that was good.
Are you excited knowing that the local game is being played at a better level?
Yes, and that gives the administrators and everybody concerned with Gambia football that tricky question: does football get changed to the local level and all these big clubs that people can probably associate themselves with now? Disbanded and make it a Lamin thing, make it a Sukuta thing, make it a Brikama